It's KOIN 6 Meteorologist Kelley Bayern here in the KOIN digital booth, and we again are back with a look at what to expect for the week ahead. Really, there's two big things that I want to talk about, and that is dangerous cold temperatures setting up, some of the coldest temperatures that we will have felt all winter long on the way here this week, and then the chance, again, for another round of some winter weather later in the week. And I do think this next winter round could be a little more impactful for folks around the valley than what we saw the last couple of weeks. We had that wet snow, it melted on contact last week. This could be a different picture here where we actually see some freezing rain and some light snow that could impact the area come later in this week. So lots to talk about here. Let's get into it as we work our way into this new week here. Well, I do hope you had a great Super Bowl Sunday if you were watching and participating in all of the good food and the game. It could have been a little more exciting, but if you were an Eagles fan, super good game for you folks. Okay, let's get into it here. Just a quick look at the radar. We are back to dry weather here. We have a little bit of high pressure setting up that will keep us dry for the first 3 days of the week. So outside of the frigid temperature setting up, we are expecting to see some really nice conditions here. Back to sunshine. It's just going to be very cold as we work our way into it. Current temperatures right now, let's pull this a little bigger so you can see here some of the temperatures still at about 9:20 in the morning. We're sitting near freezing. Some spots in eastern Oregon are in the teens right now, looking at areas of Malheur County up to Baker City at 12 degrees. So the frigid cold will continue to set up in areas of eastern Oregon as we head our way into these next few mornings. In fact, take a look here at the morning temperature trend going into the week here. Tomorrow morning, we could hit 24 degrees as our low in Portland. I believe the lowest we've gotten is around 25 to 26 or so degrees so far this winter. So the coldest temperatures on the way Wednesday with clear skies. We also have an Arctic air mass that will shift into the east sides of the state, and that cold air will funnel through the gorge into Portland. That's why these next several days here, we'll see very cold temperatures in the 20s on the way here for overnight lows. So folks who, don't have shelter, go to those warming centers. There are lots opening up in Washington County. I'm sure Multnomah County will open their doors too. And again, this will be important because not only will these temperatures likely be in the 20s, if we see some gusty winds in portions of East Portland and the East County, we could see temperatures feeling like they're in the teens. The wind chill factor might be in the teens these next few mornings. Notice how we stay cold and below freezing for our overnights as we get into Friday and Saturday too. So we have a chance for winter weather setting up. This cold air is just kind of setting the stage for our next round of winter weather. So here's a peek at temperatures aloft, kind of tracking this air mass that is coming in from the Arctic. And you can see it really sets up and drops south into the Pacific Northwest. We'll see cold conditions for areas of eastern Washington and eastern Oregon. I'm talking overnight lows in the singles, the single digits. We could maybe even see some negatives and daytime highs in the teens. And again, it's going to be frigid, but we start to build up a strong pressure gradient, which is what drives winds. That tends to happen at all points of the year here in Portland. And it's those east winds that funnel right through the gorge into Portland that usually set up bigger weather events here for the city. So we have the cold air starting to seep in throughout the gorge and the gaps in the Cascades. So a lot of western Oregon will be very cold and cold enough to maybe support some frozen precipitation as we head our way into the later parts of the week. So we've got the cold set up. Now we just need some moisture to arrive. And it does look like Thursday and Friday, we start to bring in a chance for some precipitation. So with our frigid temperatures overnight, we have that chance for a few snow showers that might set up first before we transition maybe into a freezing rain pattern later in the week. So there's still a lot to track here. Uncertainty on the timing, snow amounts, locations of snow versus freezing rain is still really up in the air. So we have lower confidence at the moment. But the next couple of days here, we'll likely really start to see these models honing in and hopefully joining on their outcomes of what we could see getting into the later parts of the week here. But if you have to track a couple days, I've got Thursday and Friday circled on there on the calendar to really watch, and just keep your eyes on the forecast with us as we track our way throughout the week and the chances for some winter weather returning. So here's the storm track. Not much going on for the first half of this week. Again, today through Wednesday, we're pretty dry. We're looking sunny too, just frigid and a little windy in some portions of East Multnomah County and the east sides of Portland. We sometimes get those breezy winds all the way down towards the southwest as well. So enjoy the dry time. We then look to the back half of the week and look at that low system that comes spinning in. And this might be the driver of the winter weather. We have that low that again slams into us. The good news about this low is its trajectory is kind of heading towards the southeast. So the bulk of the moisture will likely hit areas of California, maybe southern Oregon. But because the direction of this low is headed towards the south, we might get limited precipitation. So the amount of moisture is on the lighter side coming with these cold temperatures in place, meaning we might not see abundant snow or abundant ice. We might get a little bit, and that might be enough to cause impacts. But right now it doesn't look too wet or snowy or icy at the moment, but we will likely see a mix of freezing rain or snowfall all up and down the valley. Same for the coastline too, and then impacts for the gorge also expected or possible with this low system moving in later in the week here. So let's try to time it out. This is our model Futurecast, and we're still expecting dry conditions today through Wednesday. So I've started the timing of the Futurecast on Wednesday. Should see a beautiful sunny day, but it will be very cold out there. We get to Thursday morning, and the clouds start to move in. We're likely still dry through the start of Thursday, but when that precipitation moves in, we could start out in much of Portland seeing some light snow showers at times. And this might be enough to accumulate maybe up to 1/2 inch to 1 inch, or maybe a couple of inches. The amount of snowfall is still hard to say at this point. We're a little too far out to really know. We then get to the afternoon. You can see those snow showers in Portland, but notice that thin line of pink. That is freezing rain that is possible in these showers that move in on Thursday. And again, freezing rain happens when you get a very thin layer of sub-freezing air at the surface, but above that air is warmer rain. So that rain, again, in the atmosphere is cooling down. It turns into super cool droplets. So the dynamic of that of the rain showers changes. So when it starts to fall, then it moves through that really cold surface area. The cold air at the surface, it refreezes on contact with cold surfaces like cars or windshields or even the ground and trees. So we have that set up as these warm showers shift in over a very frigid surface layer here in the valley. So we're actually looking at more of a freezing rain setup right now, maybe in the central parts of the valley. So we're going to keep our eyes on that. Again, it still is hard to say the location of where we'll see more freezing rain versus where we could see more snowfall setting up, and how Portland might be mixed in there, getting maybe some light snow and then also freezing rain. So we still have a lot to watch and a lot to track as we get closer to the end of the week here. But your snow forecast, take a look at the chart there. There are 3 different models, and only 2 of them right now are populating. We have the Euro model and the GFS model, and these are both saying very different snow amounts by the time we hit Friday and Saturday. One is showing less than 1 inch, the other is showing over 4 inches. So my best guess right now is that we just don't have the precipitation coming to see 4+ inches of snow. I think that's a bit aggressive of a forecast. So I'm kind of leaning more towards the Euro model, that top model there with about 1 inch of snowfall possible. And what, again, is different from this setup is that it might stick for a little bit through Thursday because we will be cold enough to maybe hang on to that snow versus last week where any snow melted on contact on the roadways. So that could mean impacts for you at some point Thursday night, maybe going into Friday morning. That's a time frame where these impacts could be hitting us here in areas of Portland. A look at ice accumulation, and this is just one weather model. These numbers are going to change, maybe the location or the intensity of the the ice will also change, but it does look like pinpointing the central parts of the valley, like Salem down to Corvallis and just south of Portland, seeing the most amount of ice at this point. We just have that thinner layer of cold air at the surface in this part of the valley when those showers move in. So it could be more of a freezing rain or icing setup. And a quarter of an inch of ice, that is enough to cause a lot of impacts and, again, issues for folks heading into Friday. So really tough to see that in the forecast right now. And again, these things can still adjust a bit as we head into the week. But seeing that right now has me a little concerned for Friday, really, to see potential icing here in the valley. So we're going to keep our eyes on it. Today, though, beautiful day for the coast. A little cold out there, but we are dry for now, so enjoy that. In Portland, we're in the low to mid 40s today with a cold start. And as we hit the afternoon, again, the lower 40s, bit of sunshine. Should be pretty nice, but still a pretty cold day, too. So again, in general, definitely watch the forecast with us. Things are going to change. But right now we have Thursday and Friday highlighted for the chance of maybe some snowfall in Portland. And then that might transition back to freezing rain as we get into Thursday night and Friday. So potentially impactful weather coming, more so than last week's round of winter weather. So be sure to keep watching the forecast with us. We will keep updating you on what we know and bring you all the impacts you could see, especially with freezing rain in the picture possibly as well. So thanks for tuning in. I hope you have a great morning. I hope you get some rest after maybe staying up late for the Super Bowl. And now it's Monday, but drink an extra cup of coffee and enjoy the day. And I will see you next time.